You know, we always hear people online or social media giving us advice. If people trigger you or if situations trigger you, best to get away from that situation. Well, yes and no. It merely depends on how you see this whole getting away from situations or people or experiences or places that trigger you, right? It is accurate in the sense that if it is really something that is, a threat to your own personal safety, then yeah, by all means, get away if you can. But life isn't as simple as, you know, getting away from anything that triggers us anytime and anywhere, just like that, right? Sometimes it is our job, sometimes it is our family, sometimes there are situations that are a little bit more complicated than what it seems, right? So we may not always be able to get away from situations, people, places, and things that trigger us, right? But it also could be an event that the universe has kind of ordained for us to go through to meet these certain situations and people and things and places, so that our triggers get brought up into the surface of our awareness, so that it gets brought up into the surface of our awareness, and then that is the best chance that we have to really look at what has come up and then to deal with those things, right? So if it is not an immediate threat to your safety and it's not danger, right? It's just some form of trauma, right? And you can't outrun it no matter how hard you try, then maybe it's time to look within and really settle that trigger. Try to find out, introspect, and see what is it underlying this what is underlying this trigger. What is it that is causing me so much mental stress? What is the root cause of this thing, right? And so, just like the saying, if you cannot change the situation, change yourself, right? Change and deal with it, rising above this trigger, really taking the responsibility to settle the trigger, right? Because if we see it as, oh, if it triggers me, then this person must not be a good person. Oh, if this situation triggers me, that means I'm not aligned with this situation. But it may be bitter medicine. It may be something that you had to go through and experience so that your triggers get brought up and so that you can really be aware, oh, I'm getting triggered by this situation or this person. Maybe now is the best opportunity for me to really deal with what has been bugging me all this while in the past. So you do it. You do that introspection. You realize your triggers. You realize how it is attached to something that happened maybe in the past. And then you accept that you have this trigger. You accept that it is not entirely the situation's fault, not entirely the person that triggered you. It's not entirely his or her fault, but it is something within that is being triggered. So imagine it like this. If you have dealt with this trigger, you have healed from this trauma, then nothing outside of us has the power to trigger us. Right. If every single time something externally happens, external person or whatever, triggers us and then we just walk away from it because I don't want to deal with this thing. This person triggers me, so I'm going to cut this person off out of my life, right? Then what's the difference between that and running away from your responsibilities? Running away from what you know you have to deal with, right? What's the difference between that and 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 sweeping the shit under the carpet? What's the difference? Isn't that just another form of running away from our responsibilities? Running away from what causes us trauma, but it is not actually something else externally that is causing us trauma. That trauma happens within ourselves. So if we are able to be aware of that trauma or that trigger, and then we really do that introspection, we take responsibility for ourselves to heal, to settle whatever is not coherent with who we want to become. Then once that trauma trigger is healed, it is no longer there, then facing that same exact situation, that same exact person, you would realize something. You would realize that, this thing, this person, this place, this situation doesn't trigger me at all. Or if you're on the path of, if you're on the healing journey, you're not 100% healed yet, none of us are, then you may realize, wait a second, last time this particular person, whatever he or she does or say or however he or she acts, it triggers me by a lot. And then after healing, doing some introspective work, healing your traumas, sitting down with yourself and really going through it, taking responsibility for it. And then you may realize the next time you see this exact person, wait a second, I realized something. This person doesn't trigger me as much as before. And then you may think, oh, it must be this person that has changed. No, you can't change another person. You have changed yourself. You have healed part of yourself. You have improved and taken responsibility for that part of yourself that gets triggered every time this person does something. And this person is just a mirror. Without this person bringing up triggers within yourself, do you think you would have had the chance to be aware that you had these triggers? No, I don't think so. So be grateful for the things, the people, the situations that cause trigger within you, because they are your teachers. They are the mirror that shows you what needs to be dealt with, what you need to be responsible for. And as you work through it, and slowly, this person will not trigger you anymore. If you keep going at it, at some point, this person or this situation or whatever it may be, this family member or friend, it doesn't trigger you anymore. Does it necessarily mean that this situation has changed? This person has changed? No. You have changed within yourself. You have healed that part that kept on getting triggered by this particular situation. So be grateful for this person and be happy for yourself that you are finally, realizing and being aware that you had this problem, and you have finally dealt with it. You have taken some responsibility to really introspect and really see what the root cause is of this trigger, because it's not something external. Everything happens in the world happens internally. We internalize everything within our own psyche, our own mind, our own energetic body. So live and let live. Allow this person to be with as little judgment as you possibly can. Right? The judgments will come, the thoughts about this person being this, the list goes on. It will come. But live and let live. The less you judge other people, the less that voice would judge yourself. Because to be able to be wanting to be judging another person, you must first form that judgmental thought within yourself. And whatever you form within yourself becomes part of your energetic system, becomes part of your thoughts, part of your pattern, part of your neural pathways, right? So live and let live. First and foremost, learn not to judge yourself so much, because most of what people do, most of what people think about other people is basically a projection. We are all basically projecting what we are onto other people. If I'm a kind-hearted person, then I would project kind-heartedness onto another person, and then that person would 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 reflect that back to me. Law of assumption. It's basically you assume something to be something to be well planned out, and then it turns out to be well planned out. You assume this person is a kind Samaritan, then this person would be a kind Samaritan. The universe is only understandable within our own psyche and our own perspective and our own minds, right? So the next time something triggers you, ask yourself, am I trying to run away from this thing that's triggering me? Am I blaming this other person for the triggers that I myself are getting? Am I putting my power into something externally to me? Am I taking back the responsibility to see what is causing the trigger within me that is reflected by this other person? Or am I taking responsibility? Or am I taking my own power back instead of running away, instead of giving our power out to anything externally and then letting everything good or bad happen to affect me from externally? Oh, something good happened, then I deserve to be happy. Oh, something bad happened, then I deserve to be doom and gloom. I throw blame, fear, hatred. You see? So be less cynical. Forgive first and foremost, most importantly, forgive yourself. Give yourself some leeway for making mistakes, because that is what humans do. Humans have to make mistakes in order to learn. You can't expect a baby to just start walking and running the moment it is born, right? It has to start crawling, falling a bit, and then start standing up throughout the years, start running a bit and then falling again. You don't scold the baby for falling. You don't scold the baby for making a mistake. Why are you so stupid, baby? you see, why are you so stupid, baby? Why can't you just start walking and running, right, straight out of the womb? We don't do that, because we know intuitively, at least, maybe, and if not logically, we know that babies make mistakes. So being an adult, we will make mistakes as well. And also, you see, if we are only considered adults at the right age of 18, then if you are 20 years old, then you only have 2 years of an adult experience, right? If we consider ourselves as an adult at 18, then by the time you're 30, you only have 12 years of experience of being an adult. So cut yourself some slack. People make mistakes. That is human nature. Mistakes need to be made in order for us to learn. The baby needs to be able to fall in order to learn how to stand up for itself. So, Forgive yourself first and foremost. Understand that your own shortcomings, they are necessary for your own growth and development process. It's a human evolution, right? We never stop learning, right? Each age, each era that we are in brings certain lessons. If it is not about money, if it's it's either about money, personal discipline, family, relationships, career, these core things, right? That these are the lessons that we will come about when the universe deems it is the right time. Okay, right. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave down a comment if you have anything you want to add. Like, subscribe, or whatever. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys in the next one. Have a good day.